Today I have this Halloween history trivia game that I picked up from Spirit Halloween. And the front is kind of like a vintage looking retro style tin. Has the moon, jack-o'-lanterns, a pumpkin head, a black cat, and 2 ghosts. Test your Halloween knowledge and learn something new with these Halloween trivia questions. Spirit Halloween. It's already torn right here. It looks so pretty. I really like the design. I'm noticing that this year there's a lot of retro style designs on a lot of different Halloween themed things and decorations. Which, being a fan of retro and vintage style designs, I quite like it. Alright. It's just a cute little tin. Does it... I don't think... Oh, it slides open. I was gonna say, I couldn't tell if it was a hinge or what. Alright. Here are the cards. I'm gonna move these out of the way. Off to the side. They have a little bit of a bend to them. Okay. Okay, so here we have the directions of game and alternate options. So the directions of game, the first player takes a card from the stack, asks the question, and gives the 4 optional answers. Then, after all the other players pick their answer, the moderator reveals the correct answer. All players keep track of their score. The next player to the left of the first player is now the moderator for the next question. And then alternate options. If someone volunteers to be the moderator, you can assign that person to ask all questions and keep score. To make the game a bit harder, you can rephrase the questions as open questions and do not give the 4 optional answers. Alright, well, I think I'm just gonna do it like this, since it's just me and you. On the night before Halloween, children in Des Moines, Iowa go door to door telling jokes, reciting poems, or dancing. What is this pre-Halloween festival called? I have no idea. Beggar's Night, Thieves' Night, Witches' Night, or Prank Night? Let's see. They go door to door telling jokes, reciting poems, or dancing. I would say Prank Night, since they're not really asking for anything, stealing anything, or putting hexes on people. Oh, it is called Beggar's Night. Alright. The word word witch comes from the Old English word Wicca, meaning what? Old, spooky, wise, or mean? I thought I would see. Yep, see wise. Okay. Next question. Which dead historical figure is most commonly seen walking the halls of Sudeley Castle in England? A. Lady Jane Grey. B. Elizabeth I. C. Henry VIII. D. Catherine Parr. The Sudeley Castle in England. Do you know? I don't know. I don't have any clue. Answer is D. Catherine Parr. Okay, next. I'm trying to keep them a little bit uniform, but it's not working. On Halloween, what did Scottish women hang to see their future husbands? A. A blank canvas. B. A bedsheet in front of a fire. C. Mistletoe. D. Lanterns. D. Answer is B. A bedsheet in front of a fire. Interesting. Wow, did they just see like the silhouette or something? I understand it. I believe I understand it correctly that they meant like to see them like not physically, metaphysically. Question. What is Hong Kong's Festival of Hungry Ghosts called? A. Yulan. B. Tin Hao. C. Wesak. D. Chongyang. Unfortunately, I know really nothing of the Chinese language. Maybe A? Answer is A. Yulan. Good guess. Only one holiday surpasses Halloween in annual consumer sales. What is it? I'll have to assume that they mean in the US because I think Spirit Halloween is a USA based store. I don't know if they're in any other countries, but I believe they're founded in the US. I know other countries do celebrate Halloween, but none to the extent of the United States, as far as I'm aware. And if you live in the United States, you definitely already know the answer to this. You probably even know if you don't live in the US just because it's so like widely depicted in like movies and things. A. 4th of July. B. Thanksgiving. C. Christmas. And D. New Year's Eve. That'll be C. Yep. Okay. Why did people dress in costume during the ancient Celtic festival on which modern Halloween is based? A. To communicate with ghosts. B. To ward off ghosts. C. As a celebration of the new season. D. To honor ancestors. I feel like during these times people were very superstitious, and I know that the jack-o'-lantern was created to ward off evil spirits, so I'm going to say B. To ward off ghosts. Yeah. That would be correct. Okay, next. Which magician died on Halloween? A. Harry Houdini. B. Carr the Magician. C. Carl Ballantine. Or D. Doug Henning. A. What do you think? Do you know? When I read the question, I immediately thought Houdini, but I'm pretty sure that's because that's the only magician I know by name. Answer A. Harry Houdini. I thought I'd heard of that before. I'm gonna put these over to the side. so it's easier. Question: what two colors are most associated with Halloween? Pink and blue. A, orange and black. B, red and black. C, orange and yellow. Or D, green and brown. Probably D, right? No, just kidding, it's A. Orange and black. Question: what have children been known to wrap houses in as a typical Halloween prank? A, paper towel. B, toilet paper. C, duct tape. D, yarn. Well, they probably don't do it as much anymore because of the cost, and their parents would probably kill them. You know, I used to think it was a harmless prank when I was a kid. I thought it was funny, but once you become an adult and you have to take care of your own property, your perspective really changes. If that happened to me, I'd be so upset. But it's B, at least in the United States. Question: if you are born on Halloween, what is your zodiac sign? Oh, Lord. A, Aquarius. I think Aquarius is the beginning of the year. B, Scorpio. C, Gemini. Or D, Capricorn. I think Aquarius and Gemini are at the beginning of the year. And I think Capricorn is December. I'm not really into all that. So this is just like what I think based on like just, you know, hearing about it here and there. But I think it's B. Let's see. B, Scorpio. Wow, I got it right. Yay. Okay, if it's Halloween today, how many days until Christmas? Let's see, there's 30. Are there 31 days or 30 in November? 30, I think. So, 55. A, 50, B, 52, C, 55, or D, 58. Yeah, I'm going to say 55. Because even if there were 31 days in November, it would be 54 or 55. Or, I mean, 55 or 56. And 56 is down there. Yep, 55. Alright, next question. Jack-o'-lanterns were named after this character in Irish mythology. A, Smiling Jack. B, Simple Jack. C, Stingy Jack. D, Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk. I'd probably say A. What do you think? Do you know the answer? Which Jack? I'm gonna say A, Smiling Jack. Ah, C, it's Stingy Jack. Okay, next question. Which country enjoys a Halloween fruitcake known as Barmbrack? Oh dear. A, Canada. B, Australia. C, Scotland. Or D, Ireland. I don't think it's Canada, because I think I would have heard of it. This will be a complete guess. Do you know the answer? I think I'm gonna go with Scotland. Ah, Ireland. Darn. Question: which 18th and 19th century Christmas custom has been compared to modern trick-or-treating? Probably caroling, which is where people go around singing door to door. They go around singing Christmas carols. A. Snapdragon. B. Hobby wobbling. C. Bell snickling. Or D. Mistletoe kisses. Oh gosh. So I was wrong. Goodness. What do these even mean? I don't know. Compared to modern trick-or-treating, what are these first two? Three, I have no clue. Mistletoe kisses, that's just like some tradition where if you're standing under mistletoe with somebody, you're supposed to kiss them or something weird like that. But I don't know what that would have to do with trick-or-treating. I have no clue, so I'm just gonna say C because that's funny. Bell snickling. Oh, that was the answer. Oops. Bell snickling was the answer. Dance macabre. Or is that word macabre? Is that how it's said, or is it said macabre? Or is macabre just a word people use that's short for macabre? Is it dance macabre? I'm probably dumb for not knowing this. Also called the Dance of Death. Could be linked to which modern Halloween tradition? A. Trick-or-treating. B. Wearing costumes. C. Apple bobbing. D. Watching horror movies. The Dance of Death could be linked to which tradition? Wearing costumes? Because don't they wear masquerade masks or something in the Dance of Death? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? B. Wearing costumes. Okay, question. How much did the world's biggest jack-o'-lantern weigh? 121 pounds, 799 pounds, 1,467 pounds, or 2,350 pounds. So in the National Geographic Halloween facts that I read in my video from the first, it was talking about pumpkins, these super pumpkins that grow like 90 pounds a day or something crazy like that. So I'm gonna say D probably, because them things get heavier than you'd ever imagine. It's gotta be C or D, but I'm gonna say D. Just because that sounds ridiculous, but something I only just learned recently is that they do get ridiculously heavy. It is D, 2,350 pounds. That's more than some cars, I think. That's very heavy. Okay, question. What is the most popular Halloween costume of all time? Probably a pumpkin. Or maybe it is a ghost. A. Ghost. B. Witch. C. Skeleton. D. Pumpkin. I mean, a ghost is really simple because you can just throw on a sheet, so because of how accessible it is, I'm kind of inclined to say ghost. But I feel like a pumpkin is like extremely popular for like pets and children. So I'm gonna say D. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Oh. I'm actually surprised. I did not know that. A witch is the most popular Halloween costume of all time. I don't know if it means worldwide or just in the USA, because it doesn't specify. What is the Hindu holiday that is analogous to Halloween called? Pitru Paksha, Mehmet, Sigihama, or Halamana? Oh gosh, I have no idea. Do you know the answer? you know the answer? I don't know the answer. So I'm just gonna say D because it's similar, but I doubt that's the right answer. A. Pitru Paksha. Which famous person did not die on Halloween? How many people die on Halloween? Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, magician Harry Houdini, we know that one from a previous card, did in fact die on Halloween. Church of Satan founder Anton LaVey, actor River Phoenix. C would be kind of ironic. I don't really have any clue here. I'm gonna say C just because it seems so ironic. C, Church of Satan founder Anton LaVey. What is the night before Halloween called in Cincinnati? Isn't it just All Hallows Eve everywhere in the US? Devil's Night, Mischief Night, Cabbage Night, Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead is November 1st. Dia de los Muertos. Cabbage Night? It's probably that because it's so out of place. I'm just gonna say C. Do you know the answer? It is C, Cabbage Night. Question. Trick-or-treating is partially rooted in which medieval practice? Mumming, souling, cooing, profiting. I don't know what any of that means. Souling? B. Do you know the answer? I'm just gonna go with B. A. Mumming. I wish I would tell what that even means. Before pumpkins, what was used to make jack-o'-lanterns? I feel like I've known this. Apples? Was it apples? Human skulls, potatoes, hollow logs, or apples? I think it's D, apples. I think it's apples. What do you think? Do you know the answer? I'm gonna say apples. Oh, it was potatoes. Them versatile things, though. What activity can result in a $1,000 fine in Hollywood during Halloween? Littering, selling or using silly string, handing out expired candy, or using an air horn. Oh gosh. I'd probably say selling or using a silly string because that stuff gets everywhere and it's kind of hard to clean up. So I can see that being an issue. Expired candy isn't really, does candy even expire or does it just have a best by date and go stale? Like, I don't think that's an actual health concern, so I don't see why that would be fined. Littering, that should be fined at all times. Maybe it is littering. But I feel like that's a no-brainer. Like, I feel like littering would be all the time, though. Using an air horn would be disturbing. A seems too obvious, so I'm gonna say B. It is B, selling or using silly string. I'm sure there's still a fine for littering, but because it specifies during Halloween, that's why I went with a different answer. What was the earliest reported trick-or-treat in the United States? A. 1950, B. 1963, C. 1949, or D. 1928? I really don't know. But for some reason I'm thinking it was 1950. It was probably the earliest one, but 1928. 1928, that is, because 2028 is like right around the corner. With how fast time has been flying by lately, I feel like I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and it's gonna be 2028. In what state is it illegal to dress up like a nun or priest on Halloween? Probably a state in the Bible Belt, I would assume. Alabama sounds right. Mississippi also sounds right. South Dakota, Utah. I don't know, they also, well, maybe not South Dakota, but the other three. It could be any of them. D? Oh, A, Alabama. Shocking. Which First Lady was the first to decorate the White House to celebrate Halloween? Oh, who was it? Because that was in the Halloween facts from National Geographic as well. I remember, who was it? Do you know the answer? Francis Cleveland, Eleanor Roosevelt, I think it was this one, Mamie Eisenhower, or Pat Nixon. I think it was B, Eleanor Roosevelt. I think that was in the Halloween facts. Oh, Mamie Eisenhower. What was the original name for candy corn? Sweet corn, chicken feed, goblin teeth, or witch's nails? I think it was chicken feed, because that sounds familiar for some reason. Even though I never heard anyone call it that. I feel like maybe I subconsciously did. Maybe sweet corn, but sweet corn is an actual thing. The chicken feed. Alright, this is going to be the last one. Question. Halloween was originally a contraction for the hallowed event, the hallowed entrance, the evening of howls, or All Hallows Evening. It was D, All Hallows Evening, or All Hallows Eve. Oh yeah, no. Earlier when I said All Hallows Eve was the day before Halloween. No, it's the day before the Day of the Dead, so October 31st, which is Halloween, is All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Evening. Alright, so that's gonna be it for now on this trivia game. And I know I mixed up the direction cards in here. That was kind of fun. I definitely learned some new things from this. As always, thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you learned something new also. Or that you at least found it interesting. And I hope that you'll join me for the next one. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night.